Hey everybody, Aaron here. This is another fan request review. This one goes out to my friend Sean, who just recently watched the show and wanted me to do a review of it. And this is of Rosario Vampire. So, Rosario Vampire is, plain and simple, a harem anime. Came out in 2008, and this is harem in its purest form. I mean, there's no anything else. This is no hiding it. It's just a harem. The main character, Skune, is a human boy who he can't really get into high school in his world, and ends up kind of going into another world by accident because he ends up needing to go to a high school. And they take him into this other high school, which can only be entered through a very mysterious portal, which is a school straight out of Dracula's Nightmare. And the concept is it's a school full of monsters. They all are disguised themselves as humans. They're all trying to learn how to integrate themselves into human society without too much issues. And he is the only human here. And a lot of people can kind of sense that off of him, but at the same time don't realize that he plays it off as him being like, I think, a doppelganger or something like that. And I think it's kind of funny because, the first person he meets is a vampire girl called Mocha. And she's the one that realizes it early on out of everyone else that he is a human boy. And, they fall in love, but all of a sudden he has all these other girls who I think are attracted to him more so because he's a, human, and because they get sense it off of him, that they're attracted to him. And the whole running gag of the show is that he likes, he likes the main character Mocha. He really does love her more than all the other girls. But all these girls love him. They all are, like, attracted to him, and I think more so he doesn't want to tell them no because he's just kind of pure scared shitless that they could kill him. He's thinking that in his head at least because, again, a succubus, a witch, a ice princess, a vampire, that would scare me too. If you tell them, hey, I'm a human, and they immediately want to kill you. Would they do that? Well, you gotta watch the series, find out. But this is a show that it kind of ended after 2 seasons. It had no real ending. I mean, they gave it like an anime ending, as usual with the whole non-conclusion, but you can make your own conclusion type ending. But I read the manga for this originally because that was what actually hooked me on the show originally, was the manga. And I'll tell you right now, I love the manga way, way more than the anime because I think the anime is, as good as it is very comedic and, it's meant to be lighthearted, while the actual manga was not lighthearted. It was actually very dark at one point. It started off as lighthearted, but then became this dark and serious toned manga where you see Sukune actually go through a series of incidents that happen to him later in the series, where he becomes stronger and more kind of steadfast in his kind of appearances and how he acts, while the anime always kind of keeps him as a stupid character, clumsy at points, tries to do his best, but he's never really that cool except for the last episode, which is his only moment of coolness. But overall, the show is not a bad show. It's a lot of fun. I don't want to review it on the bias of the manga because, again, this is an older show. Honestly, if I also reviewed it on the bias of the manga, I would give this a way less rating. But because of what it is and because of the anime itself, and I think what works and doesn't work about the show, because it does have some nice animation, it has some nice voice acting if you watch the English. Both Japanese is also very good. It has some pretty interesting openings. The second opening, I agree with my one friend. He liked it. I used to like that opening when I was younger too. But overall, if I give it an A through F, I give it a B. I think that's fitting for the show. It's a fun show. Again, this is a harem. It's got a lot of fan service. Each level at 10 out of 10 because it does have a lot of, again, fan service. Like you're going to get upskirt shots. You're going to get those cleavage shots, etc., etc. You know what to expect if you're watching anime. It's nothing new. But overall, it's a fun show. I say the manga is better, but that's just me. If you read the manga, I'll warn you, read the manga after watching the show because you will hate the show originally if you read the manga first. I know that already because I've met people that have had that happen where they've read the manga first, then watch the anime and go, what the hell, why is the anime so bad? And it's unfair to it, but at the same time I can understand it because, yeah, it's just how it is. The manga goes a whole different route. Almost think of like Full Metal Alchemist to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. They go a very different route. I mean, the manga is serious, the anime comedic. But anyways, guys, that's it for this review. I gotta get working on my top 50 anime. I gotta start doing that right away, so I'm gonna start doing that right after this. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. And as always, guys, until our paths cross again in the next review, Have a good one, everyone. Bye.